欢迎回到天天话题的法律节目专栏，我是沈梅琪。现场为您请到的嘉宾是华明胜律师事务所的创办人华明胜律师 Scott。In our previous conversation, you talk about United States judicial system. Do you think it can be improved or can it get worse?
Well, I think it can be improved. I think it works, but it doesn't always work the best that it can, and sometimes it works poorly. And there are different reasons for that. Sometimes it may be the lawyers are not doing a good job, and sometimes it may be that there are outside factors. Maybe government funding is not providing enough to the court system. For instance, we've had in LA County a problem where, certain courts have had to cut certain hours. So we have more and more cases being filed, but it takes longer and longer to get them from step 1 to step 10. And so there are some things that money can solve. Some things, maybe better training for lawyers could help. Sometimes, there's problems even with the judicial staff, but this is very rare. What I'm mostly concerned about when it comes to the judicial system is how individuals perceive it. So do they think that they're getting a fair day in court when they have to appear in court? Or do they think they're not getting a fair day? Perception is very important. And I think what lawyers know, but not every individual who is not a lawyer knows, is that sometimes you can't get justice in a trial. And that's not even the point of the trial, is necessarily justice. Many times I have people come to me who will phrase it that way: I would like justice. But unfortunately, sometimes you can't give justice. What if you're a victim of a drunk driver? What if that drunk driver hits your car or hits a family member or your friend's car and somebody is seriously injured? There's no real justice you can get. Even somebody going to jail for lifetime does that compensate for the loss that you may have? That's not justice. And as a civil lawyer, as I am, we measure success, and the only way the court measures it, and the judicial system measures it, or our legal system measures it, is by, can you get money from the wrongdoer? That's what we have to seek, is money from the wrongdoer. We cannot put someone in jail. We're civil lawyers. That's the government's job. So somebody comes to me and wants justice, and unfortunately, in many cases, there is no justice.
Law profession taught you to always keep your personal feelings separate from your business. But in this way, I think that to certain cases, you probably have involved your personal feelings for the defendant or the client, because you feel bad for their situation.
If you have a passion for what you're doing and you have a passion for your client, then this happens all the time, because you want something very desperately, but you can't get it. And you can just do what you can do. For instance, I have a client who came from China 2 years ago on a tour of the United States. And as she was on a tour bus touring through here in the Southern California area, she was involved in a very serious accident in that tour bus.